Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Alpha Heavy Gamer and let's get right into it. Update Seek and Destroy is live and it's looking okay so far. But if you're new to the channel, what I do in these videos is I give a rundown on all the major additions for every nation, and then we look at how much love and attention Gaijin has given each nation at update, and then we rank order them from biggest winner to biggest loser. But before we get into the nation rankings, I do want to highlight some of the great additions that came with this update overall. Alright, so the main addition was the Fox 3 missiles. Obviously, the main thing for this update, Seek and Destroy. Everybody got Fox 3 missiles finally. I know we've had the F-14 and its Phoenixes for a while, but it was good for everybody to finally get all those. I'll do more videos on, kind of like the impact on the game that Fox 3s have had later on. We also got new locations and missions, the Bering Sea map, a naval map, which is, okay, I don't play the naval that much, but what I did like was the addition of the Mysterious Valley map. This is really good, especially at top tier, especially in a Fox 3 environment. Being able to use the terrain so you don't get yeeted by an AMRAAM or an R77, it's been really good, especially for trying to grind and get Fox 3s. Alright, so Gaijin did a lot with maps this update. A lot of the maps have been redone. A lot of your little favorite nooks and crannies and, camping spots, overlook positions, they've been moved, removed, or changed somehow. There was a lot of them, so I won't get into it. Check out the website if you want more details on that, or better yet, just play the game. Alright, so the last things I'll talk about before we get into the nation rankings is Gaijin's redone the ground vehicle model and damage models to a lot of vehicles. They added the ability to shoot off wheels for wheeled vehicles, which is pretty cool. Also, they've added, I guess, kind of a nerf. Really, a lot of the internal components of vehicles, they're able to be disabled now, like the autoloader, the fire control system, power system, driver controls, other electrical equipment is able to be damaged now, which has effects on the vehicle. So for a lot of vehicles that had a lot of like voids inside of it, so now those voids or empty spaces are filled with things that you can now damage. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the list of biggest winners. So I'm going to go with France as the #1 winner here, mainly because they did get a Dutch and Belgian subtree added. So lots of aircraft, all the way from the Gladiator, the Fokker, the Firefly, all the way up to the F-16A and F-16AM. They did also get a ground vehicle, the Vectra 105, which looks to be pretty nice. And they did get some actual naval vehicles added, the Tornado, the VLT-2, and the gaijin. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But one of the main things why France wins at #1, and this is mostly air-centric, is that the Mirage 2005F is finally reached its maximum potential, meaning that it's able to carry lots of missiles, up to 6 mica-em missiles and 2 Magic 2s, which is actually pretty amazing because if you know anything about top tier France, most of the Mirages had always been limited in offensive capabilities just because they couldn't carry that many missiles. And of course the Mirage 4000 came along and kind of changed that, but with the mainstream production vehicles like the Mirage 2000, it finally is really competitive and able to take the fight to the enemy. Alright, so next up is the US, and #2 is the next biggest winner, and mainly because we got the F-15C and the AV-8B+. So the AV-8B+ was heavily requested. A lot of people have been waiting for that. So, the US gets another AMRAAM carrying aircraft, and also going back to the F-15C, it can carry up to 8 AMRAAMs. A lot of people requested that because they hadn't saw it on the dev server. So really good news there. Ground vehicles, I haven't played it yet, but the XM800T looks to be a very spicy little light vehicle. It looks really fun to play, and I'm looking forward to actually checking that out. Of course, the US got a naval vehicle, the USS Coolbow, which is the destroyer escort. So looking really good on the US side. A lot of its helicopters also got a detailed cockpit added, so check that out as well. Alright, so coming up at #3 for biggest winners is Great Britain, and it's actually really good to have Britain up here. If we go back a few updates, and even last year and the year before that, this nation just hadn't been getting the attention that I thought that it deserved, but Gaijin has really turned that around. So aircraft wise, they did pick up the Tornado F3 late, which carries AMRAAMs, which is, if you're a fan of the Tornado, might be worth grinding to that vehicle. Also the Sea Harrier FA2, which is able to carry AMRAAMs, another good upgrade of that aircraft. They also got the MiG-21 Bison, which is a premium, and that is able to carry R-24s, I believe, and R-73. So an Indian Air Force addition to the British tech tree, and a vehicle I've been waiting on for a long time because Britain just does not get light vehicles at the pace that I think they should. But finally, the Desert Warrior, which is an upgrade to the Warrior, and it's looking really nice. It's able to carry two versions of the TOW, the TOW 2A and the TOW 2B, I believe. So that's really good. And this vehicle is just really cool to look at. It looks really nice. And what would Britain be in an update if it didn't get a ship? They picked up the HMS Queen Mary. All right, so number 4 biggest winner here is Japan, and I kind of am happy to have them up here just like Great Britain, because although they didn't pick up much, what they did pick up was pretty significant. Aircraft wise, they got the F-15J M, which is an upgraded version of the F-15J. You get two versions of Fox 3s. You get the indigenously built AM-4 active radar homing missile, and you also get the AMRAAMs. From what I've seen so far, I haven't played it, but the upgraded F-15J is performing very well. Japan also picked up the IGN Hoguro. Of course, what would an update be for Japan if it did pick up the ship? And they also got a detailed cockpit added to the UH-1B. So coming in at number 5 here, and you can probably see the theme, is a lot of nations that have been kind of ignored, I thought, are moving up in the ratings. So Italy is another improvement story. Not too long ago, Italy had, what I thought, in my opinion, been getting kind of ignored when it came to additions. So Italy did pick up a premium aircraft, the AMX A1A Brazilian version, with some Piranha IR missiles, which is a new missile to the game as well. They also picked up the Leopard 2A7V from Hungarian subtree, which is a really good pickup for the Italian tech tree. Just to go back to the aircraft real quick, and for Fox 3 coverage, the JAS-39C from the Hungarian Air Force and the Italian tree did pick up AMRAAM, so Fox 3's there. Italy also has the AV-8B+, and that also picked up AMRAAMs. And to close out, of course, there were some detailed cockpits added to the Italian helicopters, and they also picked up a ship, the Alano. Alright, so coming in at number 6 here for biggest winners is Sweden. For aircraft, they got the JAS-39C Gripen, which is a Fox 3 carrying aircraft. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the A version, the JAS-39A, was already able to carry AMRAAMs, or the Swedish equivalent. So a little bit disappointing that they had to add another aircraft just so you could get access. But oh well, I mean, I could be wrong on that. As far as ground vehicles, they picked up another CV90, a Danish version of it, which is a premium, and the USH-204. They picked that up as well, and a detailed cockpit was added to one of their helicopters, the HKP-3C. Alright, almost done here. Coming in at number 7 biggest winner is Israel. For aircraft, they picked up the Bosma Super, which is an upgraded F-15, Fox 3 carrying F-15. They also got an updated cockpit for the Kafir C-7, and Israel also picks up another ground vehicle, the Namir 30. Alright, so coming in at number 8 is Russia. For aircraft, Russia picked up the Su-27 SM, and the MiG-29 SMT also got Fox 3, so multiple aircraft with Fox 3s. The SM I haven't played yet. I've been using the SMT to grind towards it, but feelings right out of the gate here. The R-77 isn't the best Fox 3, probably the reason that Russia's down here at number 8. They got yet another T-80, the T-80U E1 Premium. So if you're trying to collect them all T-80 wise, there's another one for you. For naval vehicles, Russia picked up the MPK PR-11-451 patrol craft, looks like. Alright, so for number 9 biggest winner, China is taking that spot. Aircraft wise, they picked up the J-11A, kind of the same story as the Su-27 SM. They also picked up a premium aircraft, the F-47N-25RE. Ground vehicle wise, they did pick up a SPAA, the ZSL-92, which closes a gap kind of in the lower tiers, and that's always good when you're closing SPAA gaps because they are everywhere. across all nations. Also, the AH-1 Whiskey got a detailed cockpit added. Alright guys, moving over to the biggest loser category. You already know what it is, and that is going to be Germany. And let's talk about the F4F ICE for a minute. So I, flew this aircraft on the dev server, and I made a video about it. I said it might be okay. You might be able to get by with it. I've flown it a little bit. It's been all right. There are a lot of other content creators that are just saying the F4F ICE is not cutting it. I'll put out a video on it later. I'm just gonna fly it maybe about 50 or 100 missions and see what I get out of it. But the reason why it's the biggest loser category isn't strictly because it's the F4F ICE and that it's the weakest top tier, Fox 3 carrying aircraft. The reason it's here is because Germany got a third generation Fox 3 carrying aircraft when there were other options for them to have something a bit newer. Now, I was an advocate for a Swiss F-18. I also thought that the Dutch tech tree, sub-nation, could have went to Germany and they could be flying a Dutch F-16 right now, if we were going to do in any of those options. But there are other options that gaijin could consider as well. So that's my justification for it being here. There are a lot of German mains that are unhappy about receiving the F4F ICE now. All right, so let me cut it off there. I talked about the F4F ICE enough. Let's talk about what else the German tech tree picked up. They got a premium Leopard, which is the Leopard 284M, which is a Canadian Leopard. If you really want to see that vehicle get put through its paces, you can check out Oddballs' video on it. I thought it was really good. Germany also got a detailed cockpit added to the UH-1D, and they also got a ship, the Bernal. So those are my rankings and my justifications. Let me know what you guys think. Overall, this was kind of a small patch. I expect that this stuff will be refined a bit. There were a lot of things that, I'll probably talk about on another video, like, for example, trying to grind the Fox 3s, but you only have semi-active radar homing missiles, which presents a big problem. But guys, thanks for sticking around if you're still here at the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.